It was a great experience with working with Erik. From the whole process, from the beginning to the end, he was very communicative. He helped us try to figure out things that we did not know about selling the house or purchasing the house. Erik and I go a long way. I know him since 2015. He helped me and my dad buy a house, our first house.
This was our first time selling a home, and we had 1,001 questions for him, and we would ask him all the time, XYZ, and he was so understanding with us and would take his time, and I feel like he really understood our anxieties with things and walked us through it, really held our hand through the whole thing. So I think that was one thing about Erik that I really liked. With this particular house, this deal was sort of turbulent, but he was able to guide us through it seamlessly. I mean, there was so many ups and downs. There was points where we weren't sure if the deal was gonna go through. He made sure that we felt like he was 100% on our side, and his goal was to make sure that we could make this deal happen.
I remember just asking him a lot of questions about HVAC system. I was asking him about small stuff that I didn't know about, to a point where him and I would just hop on a call for 5 minutes, and he was always available, which is one of the best things about Erik.
He was able to point everything out to us before the actual inspector came in, and it was funny because you would really see that the inspector was reiterating some of the things that Erik had said based on the life of the roof and just everything. So you really did feel a sense of security that when he was guiding you on something, he really knew what he was saying. My main thing is he goes above and beyond. He's more than just your agent, I would say. I remember there was one time, and this was such a hectic, because we were trying to make sure we got everything on our end in line. So there was a point where there was something that we had to get filed with the town, something that was not his job at all. And he was you know what, guys, don't worry, send me everything and I'll take care of it. So I think that was something that was it just really made you feel like you were being taken care of, for sure.
And I think one more thing I want to add, you can even text him at 9 p.m. and he'll be able to reply you right away. I remember he was just, for one day he was away. It was something really important that I wanted to reach out to him. Even though he was away, he was able to respond within 5 minutes. So that shows he's very committed to his clients, and he wants to make sure the deal goes through, and then he wants to make sure that the overall process is very smooth.
I would consider him someone even now that I can turn to, and we have actually, if we have something about the house that we need, or there's something that has to be done, he has a bank of knowledge, and he can refer you to anyone for literally anything.
Even though we bought the house, it's been a month now, there's so many questions that I still ask him, and he's always on top of it. And there's one time that I wanted a company that comes and do some HVAC work, and he was able to connect me with those people as well. So he's overall has a great network, and really want to help make sure that you're in a good place. They were all phenomenal when it comes to working together. I remember there was things that we wanted to make sure from the buyer's side, and I believe Erik would reach out to Dan, and he would try to get all the paperwork and any questions we have regarding the house, we would get the information right away. And when it comes to overall the whole team, we went to their office as well. I spoke to people that are in the legal department as well, and their other agents as well. They're all phenomenal, and then they love working together.
They work really well, and I feel like they definitely wanted us to feel supported and safe. This was a big purchase for us, and we really wanted to make sure we were protected, and there wasn't anything that Dan was also not willing to do on the seller side to help make sure we got everything that we needed to feel safe.
When I was selling a house in Vernon, there was time where I need to reach out to the town to get a permit, and it was not supposed to be his job to reach out because that permit was open. And I asked him, "Hey Erik, I'm super busy with my work, and could you just take care of that for me?" And without even thinking for a minute, he was just "Yeah, I'm going to reach out to the town, and I'm gonna close a permit." When it comes to any inspection in the house, I would feel there was not a lot of any big things, but Erik did make sure that he was very organized the way he reached out to the seller's team and made sure like all the things that needed to be done for the inspection were done. Then he kept record of it, and then he even had invoices that he showed us. So which is nice, somebody that like, takes care of it.
There was a lot of back and forth in terms of what we wanted to do regarding the financing of this home, and we would move that goalpost, I feel like 2-3 times, and his entire team made everything so seamless for us to make sure we could get everything in line so we could purchase the home. I will say that Louisa is someone on his team, I believe she's his real estate paralegal or something of the sort, but she was also great. So she was the one that we would speak to on a day-to-day, especially in the last few weeks. And she was fantastic. Like by the end, it honestly felt like you were calling up someone in your family because of just how much we spoke to her. And she really just made sure that we had everything in line.
Working with Sal and Luisa both, they were great people, and just generally any question when it comes to like finances or I own multiple businesses, so it was not a straight pathway to get approved. So there's a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork that's involved. Working with like Sal and Louisa, them like identifying like the type of documents that were needed, it was huge help. A lot of communication back and forth, but at the end it was just 10 out of 10. I would highly recommend them.